Hi. Today, I thought it might be useful to share with you my idea of conflict and how conflict happens. So, my approach to it is think of it as a bubble. So, we each live in our own bubble, and our bubbles tend to grow over time and they tend to take up any available space. So, if you think of it in terms of your grocery line, you're going to look for the shortest line, right? Because you want to spend the least amount of time in line. So you're going to go and take up some space if there's a shorter queue in one of the registers. It also works if you're on a subway or in traffic or in a line for a movie. Hopefully we'll get to have those at some point. And so when someone is standing too close or somehow taking up space that you feel is yours, then that causes you discomfort. So that's an example of someone's bubble rubbing up against your bubble, and the heat of that is conflict. And that happens in our physical settings, like when someone's standing too close. And that could also happen conceptually, like if you want to influence your boss and your colleague wants to influence your boss to do something else. And so you might feel discomfort around that. So any of those situations where your bubble rubs up against the bubble of another person, the friction of that and the heat of that friction is conflict. And that could be low or that could be actually quite high. So I use that approach because it's helpful for my clients and sometimes even myself to calm down when conflict starts to become uncomfortable. So one of the ways that we can work with this bubble model of conflict is to think about the bubble as having 3 layers or more. So there's the outer layer, which for me is kind of a bouncy, rubbery layer that if someone attacks me or does something to me that I don't like, I imagine them kind of bouncing off, like boing, kind of like that. And then there's the inside layer, which for me is sort of this comfortable space where I can exist when I'm upset. I can go there and I can calm myself down. It helps my amygdala to calm down. And then there's the middle layer, which is reserved for sort of friends and relationships where it's open and airy. And I think of it as like an open floor kitchen where we can sort of chat, but no one's really on top of each other. We have a little bit of room to maneuver. And so those are the kinds of concepts that I offer my clients when they're upset as tools to help them calm themselves down and to regain some control. And then you can go back into the world and decide how much heat am I willing to tolerate for whatever goal that I have. So if you're interested in winning a debate, then the question might be, right, how much do you want to prepare and how much arguing do you want to do to win your point or not? And you can use this bubble as a way of just modulating that. If it feels uncomfortable, well, then maybe it's time to stop. So I hope that's helpful for you. Please let me know how you deal with your conflict and how you imagine it, whether you use the bubble or some other model, and what you do to calm yourself down. And send me a note on LinkedIn or check out my website at conflictyes.com. Have a great day. We'll see you again. Bye-bye.